Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are diving into one of the most intense and symbolic moments in the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine, the latest attack that has once again set the Crimean Bridge ablaze. What was once a symbol of Russian strength and pride has turned into a fiery scene of destruction and chaos. The bridge that connects Russia to the annexed peninsula of Crimea, often referred to as Putin's personal project of power, has once again been targeted, sending shockwaves through Moscow and the global community. The explosion that rocked the bridge came during the dark hours of night, lighting up the sky over the Kerch Strait. Flames could be seen from miles away as thick plumes of smoke billowed into the air. Witnesses reported hearing two distinct blasts before sections of the roadway collapsed into the water below. The images that followed were surreal burning trucks, twisted metal, and shattered concrete scattered across the bridge that once symbolized Moscow's control over Crimea. This isn't the first time the bridge has been hit. In fact, it's part of a growing pattern that shows Ukraine's increasing ability to strike deep into territory once thought untouchable. The Crimean Bridge has become both a military target and a psychological weapon. Each time it's attacked, it sends a clear message: Crimea is not safe, and Russia's grip over it is weakening. For Ukraine, these strikes represent precision, defiance, and determination to reclaim occupied land. In the aftermath of this latest strike, Russian media scrambled to control the narrative. Initial reports tried to downplay the damage, describing it as a local fire or traffic accident. But as videos surfaced across social media showing massive flames and structural collapse, the truth became impossible to hide. The Russian Ministry of Transport later confirmed significant damage to the roadway and halted all civilian traffic. Ferry services were quickly activated, but chaos spread as civilians feared further attacks. For Ukraine, this was more than a military strike. It was a symbolic blow. The Crimean Bridge has always stood as a personal achievement for Vladimir Putin. Opened in 2018, the bridge was celebrated as a triumph of Russian engineering and dominance. Putin himself drove the first truck across it, but now each explosion feels like a public humiliation, tearing apart both steel and pride. Analysts believe that this attack may have been executed using naval drones, a strategy Ukraine has been refining for months. These small, explosive-laden vessels can travel undetected across long distances, guided by GPS and controlled remotely. If that's true, it's another sign that Ukraine's military innovation continues to evolve despite limited resources. Their ability to adapt modern technology into lethal precision tools has changed the dynamics of this war. As the bridge burned, the world watched. Satellite images captured the aftermath. Two sections of the road had collapsed, while another part appeared scorched and twisted. Emergency crews rushed to the scene, but there was little they could do. The scale of the damage was immense. Russia quickly deployed divers to inspect the underwater supports, fearing that more of the structure might give way. The rail section, crucial for transporting weapons and fuel, was also temporarily halted, further complicating Moscow's logistics in occupied Crimea. This bridge isn't just infrastructure, it's a critical lifeline. It carries fuel, ammunition, food, and reinforcements to Russian troops in southern Ukraine. Each disruption forces Russia to reroute supplies through longer, more vulnerable paths. That means Ukrainian forces in places like Kherson and Zaporizhia gain strategic advantage every time the bridge goes down. Cutting this supply line weakens Russia's position and boosts Ukraine's chances on the front lines. In Moscow, the reaction was predictable. Russian officials condemned the strike as terrorism and vowed revenge. State TV aired dramatic footage of emergency crews working amid flames, promising that those responsible would face consequences. Yet behind the rhetoric lies growing frustration. Every successful Ukrainian strike highlights Russia's vulnerability. It exposes cracks in their defense systems and raises serious questions about their ability to protect key assets. Meanwhile, in Kiev, the mood was one of restrained triumph. Ukrainian officials didn't claim direct responsibility, but their cryptic social media posts made their message clear. "The bridge is gone again," one senior Ukrainian advisor wrote, adding a flame emoji. The Ukrainian public, hardened by months of war, saw it as justice served, a sign that even powerful symbols of Russian control can be destroyed. Internationally, the reaction was mixed. Western nations continued to express support for Ukraine's right to defend itself, while cautioning against escalation. Experts noted that each attack on Crimea increases pressure on the Kremlin and signals that the war's front line is expanding. It's no longer just about trenches and battlefields. It's about striking the heart of occupation and showing that nowhere is truly safe for aggressors. The timing of the attack is also critical. It coincided with Russia's renewed missile barrage against Ukrainian cities. Kiev, Lviv, and Odessa all reported incoming strikes just hours after the bridge explosion. Analysts believe these were retaliatory moves designed to show that Moscow would not be humiliated without response. However, many argue that such actions only further solidify Ukrainian resolve. For Putin, the repeated strikes on the Crimea Bridge are becoming a personal nightmare. Once touted as a symbol of eternal connection between Russia and Crimea, the bridge now represents instability and loss. Every attack chips away at the image of control he has tried to project. Each fiery blast tells a story of defiance and resistance of a smaller nation refusing to be subdued. As night turned to morning after the explosion, images of the damaged bridge dominated global headlines. Videos posted online captured the eerie silence that followed the inferno. The once busy highway now deserted, with sections hanging over dark waters. Repair teams arrived under heavy military protection, but it was clear that restoring the bridge would take weeks, if not months. In that time, Russia's military logistics would continue to suffer. The psychological impact of these attacks cannot be overstated. For Russian citizens, the bridge was a tangible connection to Crimea, a symbol of national pride. Seeing it in flames creates doubt and unease. For Ukrainians, it's proof that their resistance is working, that their strikes are reaching deep into enemy territory. For the international audience, it's a visual reminder of how modern warfare has evolved. Drones, precision strikes, and psychological warfare all blending into one brutal reality. As the war drags on, the destruction of the Crimea Bridge stands as a defining image. It represents more than a military victory. It's a symbol of shifting power. Ukraine's resilience, combined with technological adaptation and Western support, continues to reshape the battlefield. What once seemed impossible, striking deep into Crimea, is now a recurring event. Yet even amid the triumph, there's a sobering reality. Every explosion brings escalation. Every act of defiance risks retaliation. The people of Ukraine continue to live under constant threat of missile strikes, blackouts, and destruction. Their courage, in the face of fear, has become the moral heartbeat of this war. And each strike on the Crimea Bridge reinforces that courage, proving that they will not back down until their land is free. As international observers analyze satellite data and speculate on the method of attack, One thing is certain, the Crimea Bridge has become a recurring target in this conflict. And every time it's hit, it signals a new phase in the war, one where psychological impact matters as much as military gain. This latest attack, Firestorm over Crimea, will be remembered not only for the damage it caused, but for what it represents. The relentless fight for sovereignty, the collapse of invincibility, and the burning reminder that no symbol of occupation lasts forever. The bridge once stood as a monument to power. Now it stands as a warning. No matter how high the flames rise or how thick the smoke grows, the message remains the same. Ukraine will strike back again and again until its people reclaim what was taken from them. In the end, the firestorm over Crimea is more than a literal event. It's a metaphor for this entire war, a battle between illusion and truth, between domination and freedom. The bridge will be rebuilt, perhaps, but its image will forever be scarred by fire and resistance. And for the world watching, it serves as a stark reminder that even the strongest empires can be shaken by the determination of those who refuse to surrender.